You are listening to 17 Carat K-Pop. For more information about this show, as well as the other show I do, How to Stan, visit 17caratkpop.weebly.com and subscribe to my newsletter at howtostan.substack.com. K-pop interviews, album reviews, and more. Subscribing is free, but if you want to continue to support my work, feel free to donate. Click the Support the Show button on the homepage at 17caratkpop.weebly.com. Hello everybody! Welcome back to 17 Carat K-Pop. On today's Best of 2021 episode, it's time for the countdown of the 50 best K-pop albums of the year. To keep things interesting, let's play a game. I'm going to recite to you a bit I've written before about the album, and you have to guess what album I'm talking about. Or it may just be me off the cuff, and you can decide if it's actually me reading my previous writing for Best of the Month piece I wrote about it at some point, or if it's just me off the cuff talking because it never was a part of a Best of Month roundup and I just changed my mind after further listens. Sometimes it'll be hard, sometimes it'll be dead giveaways based on maybe I'll say a member's name or something. But let's see if you know what albums I'm talking about. And remember, I listened to literally hundreds and hundreds of K-pop albums this year. So there were bound to be a lot that I wanted to put on here, but they just didn't make the cut. So if your fave doesn't make the cut today, tune in for an honorable mentions episode coming your way soon, as well as more shoutouts that paid subscribers get access to. howtostan.substack.com. Right from the start, they have stepped into every comeback with an impressive boldness, a sense of sureness in their musical path. Their latest mini-album is true to form in this sense, as their fierce personas command attention on high-energy track after high-energy track. They show that dynamism in musicianship can simultaneously come from confidence in one's vision and a willingness to continue stepping outside of the box. ITZY with Guess Who. This album explores the concept of being in love in all its complexities. The songs show off many of his true colors, and he gets to be introspective on some tracks and less serious on others. All the while, percussion, guitars, and a top-tier voice keep listeners' interest. Gaho with Fireworks. From the power ballad to the chill R&B influence to the fast-paced song, he proves his longevity in the music industry is well-deserved. There is no definitive type of vocal delivery, performance style, or instrumental that he excels at compared to the others. He masterfully weaves between musical paths in a metaphorical dance as exciting as his literal ones. Rain with Pieces by Rain. Metaphorically unboxing this album causes a kaleidoscope of colors and themes to spill out, and connecting all of them is this group's bold personality. Taken together, these tracks make for a head-spinning celebration that presents pop music at different points across the genre's spectrum. ITZY, Crazy in Love. This album's B-sides allow fans to learn more about who the members are outside of their virtual world. I kinda just gave it away with that. aespa with Savage. This girl group remains unpredictable for both the Easter eggs they choose to sprinkle throughout their work and for their changing sound. On this latest stage in their musical evolution, they incorporate Bollywood and dubstep in a triumphant declaration of the desire to take control of one's destiny. Luna and striking a balance between humility and confidence is no easy feat, but he proves he's up to the task. He sings in a soft tone on some songs and not on others. The notable B-sides are a 90s-esque song and a collab in the vein of Charlie Puth. Wonho, love synonym to Right for Us. This comeback is like two separate comebacks in one. An apocalyptic music video makes for an unexpected contrast to the lighter summer jams on the album. There is further versatility in the album itself. Up-tempo pop bops precede the more sentimental, rainy day songs and vice versa. Also notable is how the band's clean-cut image persists, yet they still find ways on this album to show a more mature side. Golden Child, Game Changer. A smooth album start to finish that showcases his very unique sound that has the stage set for it from the haunting, echoey intro. Blue, Bloo, with Moon and Back. This album showcases her classic confidence and covers a broad range of topics. Some songs on the album are just what we expect from her. Confidence about her sense of independence. Others are just different, more emotional. Some use traditional Asian instruments. She also pays homage, in a way, to her roots, with wordplay like on Chuck, which comes from the Korean word for pretend. CL with Alpha. While many groups sing about loss, heartbreak, and pain, this group does so to an unflinchingly honest, specific, and personal extent. Their emotional and vulnerable songwriting is what resonates with listeners around the world, in a beautiful example of how opening up to others can have a healing ripple effect. They are not afraid to go there, and the degree to which they open up makes for more raw, more authentic, and overall better music. Day 6. The Book of Us, Negentropy, Chaos Swallowed Up in Love. Those who wrote this performer off as a boring ballad singer are proven to be mistaken, and the album is surprising as it ebbs and flows energy-wise. Kim Jae-hwan with Change. The best 3 words to describe this mini-album: magic, optimism, confidence. Sugary sweet pop songs, beautiful harmonies, and empowering lyrics. Red Velvet, Queendom. This album is a must-listen for those who have been craving new alternative music, but are not sure what kind of alternative they seek. He brings electronified vocals reminiscent of Ravi's, and instrumentals reminiscent of Ash Island's, to hip-hop, rap, and synth-pop songs. Han Yo-han with his self-titled album. This artist emerges as a solo star. He wears his newly self-assured persona like a glove, as if the rapper in him has been waiting in the wings for the perfect moment to emerge. He absolutely thrives when getting to rap uninterrupted. Do Han-se, Blaze. From the Latin influences to solemn sounds to the Seven Rings-esque pop, her debut solo album has something for every taste. Chunha with Carencia. This male solo artist's best release yet, weaving together tracks that each take on a life of their own and reveal a different layer to the vulnerability and pain in his story. His voice neither overpowers nor underperforms alongside this album's instrumentals, and this album is a rumination on many levels. Woods with Only Lovers Left. Creative and surprising music video aside, this release is worth checking out for its smooth, retro-tinged, attitude-filled pop songs. This comeback is yet another example of how she adds her distinct personality into every release. Sunmi with 1/6. It is worth taking a moment to appreciate all the nods to previous music videos the band puts into the new one. Second of all, this album is both a welcome repeat of their formula and something brand new. Like last time, they chose to promote both light and dark songs as initial singles. The contrast allows fans of both of their styles to be pleased, and it allows the band to both keep telling the same story and start writing new ones. ATEEZ Zero Fever Part 3. They personalize each song with their trademark cuteness and upbeat sound, but they also show an organic maturity. They have not done a 180-degree pivot overnight. The authenticity of their evolution is what keeps fans old and new pleased and excited. Twice, Formula of Love, O plus T equals 3. Although the release of this final project before enlisting in the military is a bittersweet gift, it is a gift nonetheless. His powerhouse vocals steal the show and take average R&B songs to new heights. Baekhyun with Bambi. They take the cowboy concept that has become popular in recent years and make it their own. CN Blue, Wanted. The title track music video for this album serves as a great metaphor for the album overall. Just as they do in scene after scene of the video's alternate reality, surprises pop up on track after track on the album. They prove they shine as brightly as the stars they sing about. and Flying Turbulence, and The Man on the Moon, original unrepackaged version, of course. This debut full-length album is an excellent introduction to him. He shows the world who he is as a fierce solo rapper on some tracks and as a softer singer on others. Rather than introduce his rapping and singing personas separately, he shows how these sides of himself constantly interact. B.I. Waterfall. This is an all-English album that is way better than their first all-English album, honestly. We'll talk more about it on a Best of December Releases episode out in early January. But for now, I'm just gonna say, the 90s boy band vibes are strong, and we love. Monsta X, The Dreaming. He's back to serving up silky smooth vocals on intoxicating R&B songs, sandwiched between hip-hop songs that feature a side of his voice in stark contrast to that on the other tracks, and his artistry is taken to the next level thanks to his new music video and the album's introductory short film. Kai with Peaches. And while we're talking about it, I need to take a moment to talk about Domino. First of all, the first time I heard the transition to listening to Domino, my jaw dropped. I was like, wait, who is this? And it was like such a big rugged switch. What a 180 pivot. And he kept doing that. Hip-hop R&B, hip-hop R&B. So his voice was so soothing and then so rugged, back and forth and back and forth. It's an emotional roller coaster. Second comment I want to make about that is, listen to the Domino piano in the background, and then the piano in the background of Big Sean's song, IDFWU. That's the same cadence. Just something I noticed. This really took from that instrumental, I think. The pitch is a little different, but it's the same cadence. That's why it sounded so familiar to me. These songs are engaged in a melodic push and pull, and in the most typical sounding pop song, for lack of a better term, it comes with a cute music video following the theme, Daydreaming About Your Crush. The ambitions for the scope of this project appear as expansive as the universe about which he sings. B.I. Cosmos. This album conjures up images of a rock concert in the Wild West. The western/rock/pop songs are paired with addictive vocals to make for a listening experience that is an absolute blast and puts this man in a genre all his own. Nive, N-I-V-E, with Broken Kaleidoscope. They experiment with everything from gospel influences to 80s synths to saxophone riffs, spanning across an eclectic collection of anthems. This album is a testament to how they have learned to fearlessly chart their own path forward and are now ready to explode onto the global music scene. 80s Zero Fever Part 2. This artist's signature breathy vocals return, but he also tries out different vocal delivery. His Joker-esque alter ego returns in the new video, but in a more confident form than ever. While this album and the video are ripe with material for fans to analyze and theorize over, they're also enjoyable for more casual listeners, thanks to both classic pop and slower, more emotional songs. Taemin, Advice. Stunning hair makeovers, a music video setting that is literally out of this world, and a surprising ending make the music video a must-watch. And as for the album, they continue to lean into the type of music, pop rock, that they do best. Dreamcatcher, with Dystopia, Road to Utopia. This trio is masterful at weaving together different narratives into stories that both carry emotional weight on their own and as parts of broader stories that continue throughout their albums and musical eras. Epic High. Epic High is here, Part 1. This is a very exciting release for those who have been rooting for him since his solo debut. His previous album sounds lost in hindsight, trying out a bunch of different styles, sounds, and deliveries. This time he has a distinct musical lane. From track to track, he revives 80s pop and presents David Bowie-inspired visuals. Key, Bad Love. Her signature warble defines another gorgeous collection of songs. And what is equally appealing about this release are the distinct short stories told through its singles. Each accompanying video reinforces each song's uniqueness. Lehigh, For Only. This new album shows for the upteenth time how this band earned their place in boy band history, and deserve credit for redefining and expanding what it means to be a boy band. Influences range from house music to R&B to disco pop. SHINee, Don't Call Me, and Atlantis the repackage. This album is a retro-futuristic joyride, a synth-heavy roller coaster in which fans of The Weeknd's latest album will delight. The Chain G, Wicked Night. An intriguing music video storyline continues to play out. The title track is an earworm, and influences from various musical genres are mixed together in innovative ways. Border Carnival. All she needs to put her best voice forward is the backing of a simple bass line. She does a lot with a little, crooning her way through understated, bass-driven anthems. Her voice a cappella would be captivating on its own. The twisty instrumentals are just a welcome bonus. Hwasa, Guilty Pleasure. From hiding symbols in their music videos to prompting introspection through their lyrics. Their latest chapter contains innumerable layers for fans of all degrees to enjoy, and then the repackage contained new songs with more sincerity and intrigue. TXT, The Chaos Chapter, Freeze or Escape. Okay, real quick, is it just me or is it kind of weird when publications in their best of the year roundups name one of these K-pop albums, but not the repackaged version? Like, I'm gonna shout out NCT 127's Favorite. Not Sticker. Favorite is the repackage of Sticker. Like, if a repackage is out there, why wouldn't you acknowledge it as like a replacement for acknowledging the previously shorter, less exciting by comparison version of the album? Why not pick the one with more bonus content? Just a pet peeve of mine. Anyway. This album is a sonic playground with a ton of features, but it still doesn't sound overstuffed. Each of the many collabs has its purpose. Grey Ground. The band explores new wave sounds on one track, goes for a more punk sound on another, and dabbles in electro-funk on another. They also have a song that is a remarkable B-side perfect for the dance floor. Dimension Dilemma. These new songs reinvent the boisterous atmosphere and in-your-face sound of their past singles. They treat making noise as a compliment, mixing brass, industrial, and synth sounds, just to name a few. Stray Kids, No Easy. Snapping, clapping, quirky sound effects, beautiful harmonies, funky keyboard notes, guitars. Every sound and genre has a place in their work. They managed to execute this formula in an irreplaceable and inexplicable way, in which the sonic cornucopia they create sounds wonderful as opposed to disjointed and unlistenable. NCT Dream, Hello Future. I'm just gonna tell you and not even make you guess. Universe is everything. We're going to talk about it a lot on a Best of December episode of the show coming in early January. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I highly recommend starting off every day listening to Beautiful by NCT, and you will surely start your day with a smile. It starts off with silence, except for a long, lone whistle. But then the listeners are off to the races for a thrilling, fast-paced delight that carries all the hallmarks we expect from them. Tongue-in-cheek comments, ad-libs, sound effects, all there. Monsta X, No Limit. This completes his trilogy, with an album that stays pretty dark but finishes on a brighter note. A sign of finally seeing light at the end of the tunnel. He is finally ready to express joy and experience it after one last, intense trip through the dark recesses of his mind. Kane Daniel, Yellow. The subject matter in these lyrics are more mature than ever, and the members have definitely grown into their musicianship. This boy band has become much more hands-on with songwriting and producing. And the new music video picks up where previous ones left off, adding a new installment to their cinematic music video universe. Monsta X, One of a Kind. This is a repackage with 3 new tracks, a new music video, and a string of individual mini-movies that K-drama fans will adore. NCT 127, Favorite. Working on an emotional level and a more surface level one. Being both a pick-me-up and a powerfully resonant tale, an energy boost, and a reflective, profound form of storytelling. From their music videos, aesthetics, to the choreography, each element of their releases work in tandem to send a strong, clear message about a concept as essential to understand, yet complex in its definition, as love. 17 with Your Choice. Drumroll please for number 1. On this album, they continue to flex their creative muscles in new and exciting ways, while also remaining true to their sound on a metaphorical level. They reliably deliver messages packed with deep feelings and prompts for self-reflection. This album is as uplifting as it is contemplative, as much of a mood boost as an invitation to join them in pursuing the meaning of love. Sweet and serious, with both light and heavy moments, this is instant canon in their discography. 17. Attica. That wraps up today's roundup. Thank you all so much for listening as always. I will have another countdown for you, and more to talk about with you, very, very soon.